hey guys, welcome back to the Sunday vlog. It's been a minute, but today we need to talk. Why is it that I feel way more comfortable up there or back there than I do right here in the congregation? You see, we have a problem, I think, as worship and tech people, and that is being led in worship. So we're going to talk about it. Is this a big deal? Why should we care about this? And I'm just going to take you along for the ride today. We'll see what happens. And so let's get things fired up. It's going to be a good day. Thanks for coming along for the ride. Noah, are you so excited to preach today?
Yes.
Tell everyone what you're preaching about.
I'm preaching about depression.
Yay! So since you're not preaching today, where are you going to be during the service?
I'll be walking around, like real nervous in the back, just bothering you the whole time. No, I'm going to be sitting with my family today.
Won't that be awkward?
Yeah, super awkward.
All right, so I don't want to overgeneralize this thing. It may just be me and me only, but I feel like we may have a unhealthy attitude towards being a part of just the general congregation of a church. Once you've been on stage for a while, or once you've been serving in the tech booth for a while, does it just feel weird to be out in the audience? And why is that not a healthy attitude to have? I've got like two thoughts that I'll kind of share with you. This is not a big deep dive into this along the vlog. So really, we're just going to document what happens today. Hopefully nothing like last week when I broke a string in the first song. That was a bummer. But it's 6:30 in the morning, have an 8:15 traditional, 9:15 rehearsal, 10:45 contemporary with the band. So got to get things going. Well, if it's not one thing, it's another. Men's bathroom. All the way into our offices. Yeesh. We got one towel though, so we should be good. This is what Noah does when he preaches. He tapes everything onto this table because one time they got out of order. So if you have a preaching TV on stage, make sure you go in and turn the backlight down as much as possible if you're running cameras on stage, so to try and match them with your projection. This is Rhonda, my accompanist. Rhonda, how long have you been leading worship from the piano?
Oh my goodness. Almost 40 years.
On an average year, how often do you get to sit in the congregation? Of any service, not just our church.
Couple times a year.
Couple times a year, okay. Is it weird whenever you're in the congregation?
It is very weird.
Yeah.
Very weird. I don't know what to do with my hands.
Yes. So, yeah, it's awkward. What do we do with our hands? And Rhonda is so faithful and serves every week. And it's probably my fault for not letting her be out there in the audience sometimes to have that perspective. All right, we just got done with first service. This is my daughter, Eden. Hi. You having a good Sunday? You got donut crumbs on your face. So I just thought I'd dive into this topic. So I think that it really comes down to two P's of reasons why we need to make it an effort to be a part of the congregation. And that is perspective and pride. All right, so perspective, and this is a big one for me. Whenever I took my sabbatical, I was able to go to different churches. You remember doing that? Yeah. And it was such a good thing because it gave me perspective of what it's like to actually be in the audience and even getting to be in my church service, not leading worship. And if you aren't able to do that, man, I just highly encourage you to go to church somewhere else on a Saturday night or something like that and just be a part of the church, being in the audience, in the congregation. It totally opens your eyes, I think, to maybe some of the things that we think are communicating well or translating probably aren't. You know, whenever you get out in the audience, it gives you a new perspective, a fresh perspective. You know, we're leading people week after week. You're doing light cues, you're doing sound, and how often do you actually get to be in the audience to see how those things translate? The things you're saying from the stage, does it come across awkwardly? So I don't know. I just think perspective is a huge thing, and it's a big benefit. So the weeks you're not serving, don't go out in the hallways, don't go in the tech booth, be a part of the congregation. right? Okay, so the second reason is dealing with our pride issues. This is my son, Isaac. Everybody.
Hello.
He also has a YouTube channel. Go follow him, Blocking Animates.
Yeah.
But pride, I just think it's a big thing for us. And I think that manifests whenever you randomly show up in the congregation. Like if I'm ever out in a church service, it's so easy to just have like that judgmental spirit where I can't even focus, on like worshiping because I'm like, oh, how are they doing that transition? How are those light cues happening? It kind of like, always judging, like a critical spirit kind of feeling. And that's a pride rooted issue, I think. And we're just so out of practice. Like I'm never out there, so it seems weird to be in the audience, which is why I think it's so important just to make time to like be a part of the audience, Mm-hmm. Like when the youth has worship nights, I love to just go and like sit on the front row and just worship and not be in charge of something. So even though it can be kind of weird to be led in worship because that's how we serve and that's how I think we're kind of wired. Like I'm just wired that way to always be, figuring out how systems work and things like that. For our pride issues, like I think it's important.
All right.
So I don't get to sit with you very much in worship, do I?
Not very often.
Like once a year.
Pretty much.
And that's another reason. Like
whenever we go to like a different church or like once whenever somebody else is doing it, that's pretty much the only time.
Yeah, and I want my son and my kids to see, me model worshiping as a congregant and not just me with a microphone. So those are my ramblings. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does.
All right. Got this new batch of headset Calm things from Hollyland that we're going to be testing out today in lieu of our ear techs. So I'll be doing a full review on these this week, but we'll see how it goes today and get the guys' feedback. Rob, you ready to do this?
Hey, what are we doing?
This is the vlog. Do you feel weird when you're in the worship center and not up here playing?
No.
Good. Well, I do.
We shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. There's joy in the house of the Lord today. And we won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. There's joy in the house of the Lord. Our God is shouting in His place. We won't be quiet. We shout out your praise. We shout it out.
High lifted high, we raise our white flag, and we surrender all to you, all for you. We raise our white flag. The war is over, love has come, your love has won. We raise our white flag. You saved my life, so here I bow down. Here I bow at the cross, I surrender my life. I'm in all of you, and I'm in all of you. Where your love red.
All right, second service went great. And when I say great, things went wrong. There was lots of stuff that went wrong, but you know what? People still worshiped. Everything went off pretty well. Let's see, my acoustic battery died. I don't know why. That's random. It died during the first song. One of our cameras was kind of messed up, but they figured that out, I think. We have enough stuff to go between with that. Our vocalist forgot to come in on the very first song at the top. We were doing this House of the Lord arrangement. And so that kind of threw things off at the beginning, but we got back together. Of course, I was thrown off too because my guitar wasn't coming through. But, just roll with the punches. And speaking of rolling with the punches, let's look at your comments from my last vlog, which was like 2 months ago. All right, so my boy KC, Pretty Simple Music, says, this thumbnail is everything. And yes, sir, this variant is kicking this entire city of Owasso's behind. Yeah, a couple months ago, it was really punching us, and we had to roll with it. A lot of my volunteers were out. So, yeah, Zach Brown, love Michael Hyatt and the Full Focus Planner, great tool. Yeah, I've got it back there. I've kind of gone away from it. Like, I need to reevaluate how I'm using it, I guess, because for daily stuff, I just way prefer using my phone with Todoist. Felt like I was doing double work and it wasn't really benefiting me, but I need to use it more for like the long-term vision and goals. I think it is helpful for that, keeping you on track with those. Felipe says, what inner system do you use, bro? We actually have a bunch of different ones. We have AKG, a couple of Sennheisers. That's what I use. It's been rock solid. We have a Phoenix Pro, which is a really cheap unit that we use as well. So, yeah, hopefully that answers your question, if you didn't already get the answer you were looking for. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed the vlog. Sorry it's been so long. I've tried to vlog a few times in between, but just too much craziness has happened. So I thought I'd just give it a go today. Hopefully these thoughts inspire you to just reevaluate, where you're at and what you're doing when you're not actually serving. And I just think it's really important for us to have a good perspective, to help us with our pride, and just to practice being present. Wow, that was a lot of P's. All right, let's do great things, all for God's glory. We'll see you in the next one.